it never really bore any fruit, and we're not even sure if you can eat fruit that grow from a truck. Welcome to Garden R. Now, Garden R is the cane truck. This, you won't believe it, but it is an old cane truck from the days when Hawaii used to grow a lot of sugarcane for commercial. This truck is 40, 50, 60 years old. It does go a bit crazy, but we've planted a lot of decoratives in here. Now, the maintenance activity is simply to get rid of the weeds. This one, stink miley. These ones, we want to keep the pretty plants in. I can't remember what the name is, but that one is a really beautiful one. These are avocados, and these can all be weeded out. We used to use this cane truck as a compost zone, and many people planted avocados as a result because avocado seeds grow. So we got a whole grove of avocados that really can be all taken out. They're in the wrong location, and we have many avocado trees. Another one of the decoratives, we actually have a star fruit in here, which we planted directly in the center of the truck. It never really bore any fruit, and we're not even sure if you can eat fruit that grow from a truck. This beautiful red plant, which is one that we do have to name, or actually find the name of, is one that we harvest from so we can plant in some of the border areas where we need red plants. So for instance, at the edges of our slopes, in the front of the property, there's a few different spots where it's nice to have red plants, and as you can see, this grows really quickly and very big, and it's very distinctive. Now, moving along the road in Garden R, the other thing that we want to do is to make sure that the road is kept really good. Now and then, what happens, because we live in a rainforest, is he churns up mud. Now, because mud is so valuable in this part of Hawaii, what we do is we come and we harvest the mud. So here's some of his recent mud that he's churned up with his vehicle. So we'd come here with a hoe and a shovel and simply harvest all this mud for use in our agriculture. And thus, this is areas where we've already done that. And as you can see then, it makes the road really firm and no longer muddy. In fact, it's really nice and comfortable to walk on. So the main activity for this road is keeping the road good. Certain rocks like this we put in the old days, and they're good for stepping stones for when it's really rainy. The problem is sometimes people stub their toes on these rocks. So whenever we put a big rock out in this road, what we try to do now is we put a little red cinder. Here's one of the examples. That way it doesn't stub anyone's toes, because people, it's rainforest. People like to walk around barefoot, and we want to give them a nice experience. There's another one as well. So we kind of do those cinder things. This part is the last part of Garden R, and in this part, because of the roadway, the way it goes up there, we get a lot of slipping and sliding here. So what we've tried to do is create a nice sort of Roman road here with, you can see, a lot of rocks underlying, and every now and then we want to take tarps and cover this area because it's so far been the best way to weed this area. Weed whackers don't work, and to get back to the exposed rock, the grass is so hard in there, it's actually really hard to pull out. On the other hand, if you cover the whole area with a tarp, then boom, a couple of months later, it kills all the vegetation and allows you to just pull it off, and it exposes the rock again. So it's a really good way to get back the rock. That's one of the main maintenance activities, especially for this area, because it's so prone to flooding and landslides, and it makes it so difficult for the cars to get up the hill. This is also why we recommend only four-wheel drives down this road, because it does get a bit hairy sometimes. So that's the main maintenance activities for Garden R, which really isn't a garden. It's actually the roadway that goes from the top of the property all the way down to the end where the camping is. Thank you very much. Aloha.